Welcome to Vicious Whispers with Mark Tullius, your source for horror, sci-fi, suspense, and all things violent.
Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Generally, at the end of the episode, I will share either a chapter from one of my novels or a short horror story. But sometimes what I think is more fun is reading a death scene, narrating something myself. Being at the Buchmesse this past week was incredible. One of the things that made it super awesome, let me connect with readers, was having them choose on a Try Not to Die story. So on one of the Try Not to Die novellas, I had them pick a decision. What are they going to do? Are they going to do A, B, or C? If they pick the wrong one, they will die. So many people just loved the idea. They loved the whole concept. It made them think of choose your own adventure, which I'm not connected to in any way. I've already had a letter from them saying I couldn't use that in advertising. Just a lot of people say that. A lot of people, it makes them, it reminds them of their childhood and reading that series. That series is what made me start writing the Try Not to Die series. But that was the coolest part. I would suggest a book. One of the 7 books that I had there, I didn't have book 8 yet, Trying to Die back at Grandma's house. That just came out, but I didn't have that one there. So I would have them pick one of the 7. Or if they're into heavy metal, then I would do Try Not to Die at Dethfest. That's one of my favorites. I even have it tattooed on myself. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to read it, because I'm a narcissist and I like showing that shit off. I admit it. So that's what we will be doing at the end of this episode. We will be doing a death scene from, well, not only a death scene and the next correct scene from Try Not to Die at Dethfest. So I will be reading that to you guys in a little bit. The last podcast, I talked about Friday at the Buchmesse. I didn't talk about Saturday or Sunday. Holy fucking shit. Saturday was nuts. So many people in one place. I was very fortunate. My booth location was awesome. The main German hall, which meant that pretty much everybody that went to that book fair walked by my booth at some point. Maybe they didn't stop. Maybe they didn't see it. Maybe they didn't care. They're like, who the fuck is that guy from the US and why is he in our hall? But yeah, it was a lot of people. It was nonstop movement. Fortunately, Nico was there to help me. So he was able to take on half the people, most of the German speakers. Although I did have a lot of conversations myself with people in German. Of course, it was very basic, but I was able to greet them, ask them if they wanted to read in English or in German, then what kind of books they liked, and finishing the transaction, with the sale. So that was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, Saturday, man, it was insane. So that was pretty cool. All kinds of great connections. Did all the fun death, Try Not to Die at the booth. Thank you to Alvin for encouraging me to do that. Yeah, that was his idea. I've done it before, but I hadn't thought about doing it here. So that was awesome. Yeah, and then Sunday was also a really good day. It was not nearly as crowded, but yeah, so much incredible stuff has occurred from this. But also, man, it is also the hardest fucking thing, I think, for sure, that I've done this year. Probably I've done it a long time. Not only just the lack of sleep, lack of food, just being on my feet, moving, all the walking. Holy shit. I'm not used to wearing shoes. I just, I hang around the house, I work out here, and then I go do jiu-jitsu, and that's barefoot. So wearing dress shoes and then even just regular shoes, the amount of walking that I did, my fucking hip hurt so bad. Well, my knee wasn't feeling that great. And this isn't going to be an all bitch session, by the way. I'm just telling you what's up. And you could probably tell from the last videos that, yeah, I was tired. I was in a lot of pain. Anyone that saw me walking around would be like, oh, yeah, that dude is 51. He looks it, because I need a hip replacement. When I got my ACL, MCL looked at and said, yeah, that's torn. You should get surgery on it. The doctor also looked at my hip. He only looked at one of them. I have a feeling the other one might be the same way due to the level of pain. But he said, oh, yeah, you need a full hip replacement. And it's like, fuck that, because I want to still do jiu-jitsu. So, and he agreed with me. He's like, okay, as long as you're able to do the things that you love, then keep doing it. You don't need surgery. Surgery is so you can do the things that you want to do, and you aren't able to at the time. So I was like, okay, let's just go. But that honestly worried me a little bit too. Even walking at the airport, fucking so much pain. I was like, oh man, did I just screw myself up? Am I going to be able to return to jiu-jitsu? If I couldn't even just walk around, if I couldn't be on my feet all day, how am I going to handle going back into jiu-jitsu? And just thinking like, fuck, is surgery something I need to do? But I took off. Monday was brutal on my flight home. It was really nice to talk to this wonderful lady that sat next to me. We talked nearly the whole time. Neither of us slept, or maybe an hour on this 12-hour flight. And I got home, was with the family. So I was pretty much up for like 25 hours, and my body was in a lot of pain. So I was pretty shitty. Tuesday, I wasn't up for going to train. I was wiped out, falling asleep at 7 o'clock. Every morning, I've been waking up like at 3:30. But that's all right because I've been working. So I work from like 3:30 until 5:30. Then I go to jiu-jitsu, which is awesome. So I went Wednesday, which was fun. Thursday is my first time going to Coach Miko's class. That was really cool. Not going to say whose I like better. I already got yelled at by Coach West for that. Not yelled at, but we're just having good fun. So, man, I'm going to get distracted today. I might have smoked some weed this morning too. Anyhow, and for those of you that were in Germany, this is kind of a reintroduction. I have probably so many new friends, new fans that know nothing about me, don't know that I'm lifelong stoner. Maybe I was high while I was talking to them, but it's all good. And that I can, it's something that benefits me, not something that I promote and say, hey, you should do it. But for me, yeah, I've been doing it since I was 15. So yeah, 36 years of using it, utilizing it, letting it help me. I realize, especially with all the brain stuff I've had going on, I've had concussions since that same age, lots of head trauma. So that was my way of soothing myself to medicate, to make it to where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to kill someone or myself or whatever else. So anyhow, now what's up? Oh, so yeah, being able to return to jiu-jitsu, that was awesome. Although this morning, man, my back was fucking hurting. I got up at 4 today. I slept in, or 3:50, and I worked for a bit, but my low back was just killing me. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to train or not, but I said, okay, for sure, I'm going to go and at least, I'll watch if nothing else. But I go there and I warmed up, and it hurt even just to lay down. But I got through almost all class. I asked coach, I was like, hey, can I take off? And he's like, of course you can. And he made he talked to everyone like, I want you guys, even if you're going at 10%, that's better than 0%. Do what's right for your body. He would never ask anyone, and this goes for all coaches, like never ask for you to do anything that would hurt you or is uncomfortable or whatever else. So I took his advice and I left early. Probably about 15 minutes. But again, in a lot of pain. And then I have to rush home to take my son to school, drive back, take my daughter to school, come back, post some shit on Instagram because I'm cool like that. And yeah, so that's what's been going on. I'm highly motivated. I've been having, so on top of all these incredible conversations, which is amazing, all these different people I connected with, super cool, very grateful. There's all this other great stuff going on from publishers reaching out to me, very large publishers, interested parties. So who knows what's going to happen with the series. But I feel like, you know what? I have a very good product that I've put together over the last 10 years, really grinding on it. The last 5, I have so many awesome co-authors. By connecting with all of them, by working together with them, we're producing something that's going to be too big to fail. That has always been the goal. I don't know how much I ever really believed it, but after seeing everyone's reactions, it was pretty incredible. It's like, okay, I just need to find the right readers because these people are loving it. So thank you guys, everyone that has helped encourage me. I have thought of this as being kind of a silly thing, a throwaway thing, not important. But since we really started going after it, I'm all about it. So much so that I have postponed so much of my own writing, right? So that's been a big thing. While talking about, trying not to die, I was like, well, I have all these other books, and those did really well too. But all my attention was on, the Try Not to Die. So I wasn't pushing nearly as much Twisted Reunion, Totentanz in German, but they still sold a lot of copies. So did Brightside. Producer is looking at that now to see if maybe we could set a movie of Brightside in Germany. That would be fucking awesome. Yeah, so everything's been incredible. Getting back into training has been great. It's funny when I told coach that I was going to take off. I felt terrible, but he's like, dude, he reminded me of just my age. And he said he had someone that was in their 30s complaining about getting old and not sure if they're going to be able to do it anymore and this and that. And he's like, hey, I got this 51-year-old that will kick your ass. And he might have been joking about the kick your ass thing, but I would at least be competitive. And that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it makes me forget how old I am, you know? Not that, yeah, 51 is pretty fucking old. I never thought I would be doing this at 51, being able to do jujitsu. But yeah, it is pretty cool. If I have to deal with pain and stuff afterwards, then so be it. But generally, yeah, after training, I might be sore, I might be tired, but no pain like I had from all that walking around and bullshit. So from now on, no more walking around. Just go and do jujitsu. And my wife just registered for Worlds Nogi in Vegas in December. She's getting me registered now. I only have like 3 or 4 pounds to drop, and I get to go to the next division, weight division. So that's pretty awesome. This is the lightest I have been since high school. There have been a couple of times where I've dropped down to 205, but it was never healthy. I never maintained it. This is just happening because my body's going to where it needs to go. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to eat extra healthy. It's just if I go train, then I'm probably making some better choices. I'm not nearly as hungry. It's a little bit more important that, yeah, I don't want to get killed by guys half my age. So I do need to look after a little bit. But I'm excited about that. I think that is in December. I got to figure that out, but we shall see. Oh, check it out. Just got in new stickers. So these came in when I was in Germany. So kind of a bummer. These are pretty cool. I died at Dethfest for those that are just listening and can't actually see what the fuck I'm talking about. And we have the Try Not to Die moth. I was telling so many people, well, everyone loved those. And I was telling everyone, like, oh yeah, I'm going to get that tattooed on my chest. I'm going to get it tattooed on my chest. So now I guess I better fucking get it tattooed on my chest. I think it's super cool. So, but the only problem now is figuring out when I will get it tattooed on my chest, because that would mean I would have to take off time from jiu-jitsu. You can't do both. And I really don't want to take off 2 weeks. So if my knee ever completely blows, or if I have to have a hip replacement, I guess that's the time I will also tattoo it across my chest. And way bigger than that. I want to take it the whole thing. Got to figure out a cool use of my nipples. Yeah, I think we'll figure something out. My wife says no, only because I got a hairy chest. And whatever, she said no to other things, and I haven't listened. And I'm still here. Oh, before I forget, all this Try Not to Die talk, I almost forgot that Try Not to Die in the Wizard's Tower is 99 cents in Canada. No, not Canada. That sucks. Just the UK and the US. That's on Amazon, Kindle Unlimited. What else? I had some other notes, but you know what? Let's wrap this shit up because it's Friday. I've had a long week. One thing that's really cool too. So, you know, I've done so much work. I was cranking out like every day at the Buchmesse, at the book fair. Sometimes I work until like 12 o'clock at night. I was working all morning. I got a lot of shit done. Since I got home, I've been doing a lot of stuff, even though I'm exhausted, even though I'm tired. But I'm finally hitting a point where I was like, okay, now I could kind of cruise a little bit. And by cruise a little bit, maybe I'll take off a little bit of today, maybe a tiny bit of tomorrow, but not really. I'll be reading the new Dethfest Confession stories that just came in. Holy shit. Totally forgot to tell you guys about that. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I completely forget about, and I don't enjoy book releases. And like Trying to Die back at Grandma's house. That's cool. That's the first one was written 10 years ago. I think PW and I did a good job with it. I was excited about it. I think the ending is pretty funny, but I didn't talk about it at all when it came out. I forgot about it. And the next day I was like, oh yeah, shit, it's out. So that's a #1 new release in interactive stories, but super small category. But it's fun. It's awesome. Check it out if you have not checked it out. And we have the Dethfest Confessions that are out. B is for Brother came out last week, and in English and in German. And this week we had Simone's story come out, Die Forever, in English and German. The German one is Kickin' Ass. It's #1 in horror short stories in Germany in several categories. She has so many fans. They're really digging it. There's such a heavy metal crowd there, and they're hungry for new stories, horror stories. And they're going back and they're buying Die State Verbruder. So that's a Damon's story. And so really cool. In 2 days, maybe even tomorrow, we'll have the third story. That took me a little while to get it all together. But again, I've been doing a fucking lot. So I'm going to cut myself some slack. I was upset at myself for not getting those 2 done in time for the fair. But Caitlin's, yeah, that one will come out tomorrow. That one is Eat Me. And I should remind you guys that these are extreme horror stories. So the first one doesn't contain any sex, but just really violent. The next two, damn. So they're the hardest stories, or the most hardcore stories that I have put out, that I published. Usually I only put out what I'm writing or co-authors. So, but I didn't have any part of the creation in this, but I enjoy them. And they are stories that I'll probably always remember, whether or not I want to. So thank you to Caitlin, Simone. You guys did a great job. I'm not sure what story is coming out next, but I am definitely planning on having all 15 out before Christmas. We'll release the 15, maybe with the bonus story. Um, it'll be a nice paperback or hardcover book, probably hardcover. It'll be full length too, because each of these is about 5,000 words. That's probably the average. So yeah, we're not fucking around. The Best of Dethfest will be a small book that'll be out about the same time. That'll include all the lyrics of the 15 bands. Most to, I think, 11 of them, Luke wrote, 11 or 12, and the rest are other authors. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, and then we'll also have a little bio about each of these bands, these pretend bands. So definitely check that out. Dethfest Confessions, that will be going on. But let's do this shit. Let's do the next scene from Dethfest. All right, so last time, and this works out great because this is one of the death scenes that I gave to many of the people in Germany. I was like, you know what? I'm not about trying to trick someone into liking my stuff. I'd rather be like, hey, this is pretty much a good example. If you like this, if you're cool with this, then you probably like my writing. That's what I do with Brightside. I would tell them, hey, read the first three paragraphs. You'll know whether or not, like if you want to go on to the next page, then you and I are probably going to be cool. You're probably going to like this book. And if you don't, then fuck you. No, I never said that. No, honestly, like if you don't like it, that's cool. And maybe you'll like another book. Maybe you like a different style, maybe a different co-author. Maybe you just got a shitty taste in writing. But whatever. That's what I tell my daughter. All right, so let's do it. So last time I read from here, this professor just pushed you into the bathroom, the porta potty. He's got your hand wrenched behind your back. He's telling you to give you his phone, your phone. So he wants to delete a video probably. So you have to either hand over the phone or refuse to hand it over and yell for help. So I don't know. Let's do the other one. Let's do 64. Fuck, I'm gonna lose my page too. Oh, it's right here. Wow, I'm glad I thought of that, right? But where to go back to in case you die. All right, here we go. This guy's going to tear my shoulder out of its socket if I don't hand over the phone. Hold on, I say through smushed lips. Let me get it. He lets a little pressure off my face, but keeps my arm pinned back on the verge of something snapping. I reach across my stomach and into my front pocket, the angle all wrong. Hurry up, he says, cranking my shoulder just as my phone's sliding out. Oh shit, I say, fumbling for the phone, hearing it splash into the filth below. That phone's my life. Everything is on it. You asshole, I yell, turning toward him with everything I have, tearing my tendons but staying pinned against the wall. He jerks my right hand up my back and pushes down my head, the plastic scraping my cheek raw. I go to scream, but it's cut off as my jaw slams onto the piss-soaked section right beside the hole. The crack of the bone and unbearable pain telling me it's broken. The psycho keeps his hand on my head and drags it over the hole. I have no leverage to fight back. My free hand useless, unable to grab anything. My right foot is kicked out from under me and I drop into darkness. That arm still trapped behind my back, the other pinned to my side against the rim. The top of my head is in the wastewater, a soggy piece of shit brushing against my eyes. I try to scream, but my mouth hangs open, the smell making me gag. There's incredible pressure on my back. The man grunts. There, he says as I free fall, my head smashing into the bottom of the potty, the filth filling my mouth. I try to spit it out, but only more flows in and down my throat. Nothing I can do to stop it. Good fucking job. Killed our buddy Jerry. So I thought that was a fun way to go. All right, so what you should have done was refuse to hand over the phone and yell for help. See, cowards are rewarded with life. I think that's probably a good lesson in life. Yeah, be a little puss. All right, here we go. Page 72. This is where we turn it up a little bit. All right, my phone is my life, and I'm not about to hand it over when there are security guards 20 yards away. Get off me, asshole, I say through gritted teeth, my face pressing into the hot blue plastic. Last chance, Mr. Tolman. Miller? He wrenches my arm higher, puts me on my tiptoes, smashes my face into the hot plastic of the porta potty. Front right pocket, I say, my words all mushed together. Fingers slip into my jeans and I pull out the phone. Professor Miller releases my hand but keeps me pinned, no space between us, his elbow keeping my arm jacked behind my back. Cold metal presses against my neck, the blade threatening to split skin and spill blood. What's your pattern? I start to ask what pattern, then remember the swipe lock on my phone. Letter M, starting bottom left corner. The blade pulls away and there's nothing but muffled music and the rancid air wheezing through my nose. Miller surprises me by slipping the phone back into my pocket, presumably minus one recently taken video. Tell no one. Not a soul, I say through clenched teeth, my face still pressed against the wall. I pray you are a man of your word, Mr. Tolman, he says, breathed on my neck. He raises my elbow, my shoulder about to burst. I guarantee you that I am. My heart's pounding, face burning, everything in me wanting to scream for help. I smash it all down and say, I am. Stay another couple of minutes, Miller says. Do not follow me. I won't, I swear. The door swings shut. I lock it, slam my fist on the side, the porta potty shaking like my body, my legs about to buckle. I take a deep breath of nastiness that nearly makes me hurl. I keep it together long enough to relieve myself on the water bottle I dropped into the sewage below. Miller's been gone almost 5 minutes, but I'm still afraid to leave. I'm such a chicken, imagining the crowd outside waiting to film the loser who got punked by a middle-aged nerd. I'm barely out the door when a double-fisting pot-bellied guy squeezes past me in a hurry to take care of business. Some of his beer sloshes out and onto my shoes. I don't even care. I'm just glad for the breath of fresh air and that no one is looking my way. I head back to the vendor tents near the entrance, walking slowly to check my phone. Looks like all Miller did was delete the video. I suppose I should be happy, but it's taken all I've got not to smash it on the ground, all to impress Kyle. Hey, Luna says, standing right where I left her. You doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine, I say, brushing it off. Just a long line. Your cheek, she says, raising her water bottle. It's all red, and not from blushing this time. The skin's raised and rough, like someone took sandpaper to it. It's a little embarrassing. I felt stepping into the porta potty. Hold on. Turning the goddamn page. Luna's mid-chug and bursts out laughing, spraying my face with water. Oh my God, I'm sorry. She manages to get out. She's doubled over, hand to heart, like the laughter's going to kill her. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I can totally tell, I say with a smile. Luna steps close and grabs the bottom of her shirt, stretching to my face, the fabric warm and damp from rubbing on her skin. Thanks for the face wash, I whisper through her shirt. Adding your sweat is a nice touch. Luna lowers her shirt and lays the lightest kiss on my cheek. My poor clumsy baby, nothing's too good for you. I smile, hiding that she just kissed a coward. Test get back to you? They inside yet? Yep, north entrance to stage 3, wherever that is. Way off to our left is a giant banner spread across the fence blocking the back of stage 1. The names of the bands playing there are too small to read. I turn and point north towards the second stage. So that's stage 2. I turn to my side. And 3 is over there. Nice. You ready to rock? Luna asks. Professor Miller and all my bullshit can take a back seat. I grab Luna's hand and say, let's do it. I lead her through the inflow of people pouring through the front gates. We pass the beer lines and Luna turns her head. It's got to be at least a 20-minute wait for beer, she says, sounding like she wouldn't mind getting one. The lines won't be shorted by the stages. You drink much? Just a beer here and there. I'm not much of a drinker. Cool. I make a mental note not to get too drunk and then realize that $10 a pop. I won't be getting many beers either way. I point towards the shorter line closer to stage 3. Down that way. Go right at the booth. The banner for stage 3 is about 100 yards ahead. A row of vendor booths to our left, food trucks on the right. This place is huge, Luna says, taking it all in. Biggest I've been to. Halfway there, the music from the stage overpowers the music from the loudspeakers spread around the vendor area. It muddies and merges into a new soundtrack. I make out the guitar of the Song of the Sword. Walk the Plank is my favorite, Luna says. If we hurry, I say, I'll ask them to switch it. She slows me back to a walk. Very funny. We both know the chorus. Luna singing and me mouthing the words. The cutlass slashes, no time for ashes. Do you believe they really travel the world by sea? I ask. I've seen their videos. Looks legit, she says. Maybe they docked their boat down the Missouri and Ubered in. Yeah, maybe, she says, chuckling lightly. The banner for stage 3 is big enough to read. Red Jolly Roger, Gothica, Systemic Collapse, Necrotitus, Omnis Morum. Any of them you caring about seeing? The only must for me is Omnis. I used to listen to Gothica all the time, and Necrotitus is cool for a song or two, but if I had to choose one, it would be OM. We're nearing the end of the row. The music's so loud, I lean closer to ask Luna what she said. She keeps walking, head cocked to the left. Do you hear screaming? No, I don't hear anything, I say, but then I do. Screams of help mixed into the music. Luna pulls me after her, points at the taco truck. I think it's coming from there, she says. It's not from inside the truck. A rail-thin blonde with black streaks is standing off to the side, screaming, her neck taut. Get off him! Help! Luna says, oh shit, and runs for her. The woman keeps screaming. She's shouting at security guards who struggle to contain a scrawny guy with a bushy black beard flailing about on the ground. You'll kill him, she screams. Let him go! The guard with the glasses has his knee on the guy's back. No danger of choking the suspect. But this woman is hysterical, turning to us, yelling at us to do something. Help me! Rear stage 3 at food truck. The guard with the blonde ponytail speaks into the walkie on her shoulder, then grabs Blackbeard's wrist to keep him still. The chorus kicks in and Blackbeard starts singing along, screaming more than singing, bucking like a bronco. The guard's barely able to keep him on the ground. No one else is singing now. Blackbeard's girlfriend calling others for help. Some dude that smells of fresh puke rushes up alongside. What the hell? 3 more guys come running, sweat pouring off them. The one in the green shirt is filming with his phone, yelling at the guards to leave Blackbeard alone. The blonde releases Blackbeard's hand to try her mic again, but goes right back when he punches her. He lands the shot, but she snatches his wrist, drives it to the ground. We make eye contact and she shouts at me, Shut her up! Let him go, the girlfriend yells. She snatches Luna's water bottle and chucks it at the guards. The blonde ducks. The bottle bounces off the other guard's glasses and lands near a sword laying on the ground. A smear of blood runs along the edge of the blade. Everyone's looking at it, guards included. There's a cop running our way, but there's no chance he's reaching us before someone does something stupid. I've got to get us out of here or put a stop to this. All right, guys. Jesus Christ. Time for a decision. Oh, it's an easy one. There are only, just like the last one, I don't know what I was thinking. Glenn and I were thinking. But there are only 2 choices. So, are you going to grab the sword to control the crowd? If so, turn to page 52 if you have the real copy. Or you can grab Luna and split before someone gets hurt. Turn to page 42. So, grab the sword to control the crowd, or grab Luna and split before someone gets hurt. Guys, this is it. Thank you so much for paying attention. Sorry I didn't respond to comments, but again, I get easily distracted. I got to stay focused or I will lose it all. Hope you guys understand. Hope you have an incredible week. I will do this again next week. Yeah, might as well keep doing it live. It makes it a little bit easier for me, gets the shit done. And if someone's watching, then that's super cool. All right, guys, thanks so much. I will talk to you next week. Peace.